That each successive Sun and Fun in the coming years will have an opportunity to acquaint you with a specific aircraft and former crewmen who flew that aircraft and let them tell you their stories of a specific moment in aviation history. To kick off this endeavor, I'm extremely excited and honored that we have such an event to kick this off, to tell you the story of how the MiG-21 fish bed, as many of us called it, how this aircraft played a role in the lives of two fighter pilots who first met in the skies over Vietnam on April 15th, 1972. We're going to relive that encounter in just a few minutes, and I'm going to let General Dan Cherry, who was a major flying an F-4 Phantom that day, introduce you to his very special friend. But let me tell you that Brigadier General Dan Cherry, United States Air Force retired, is no stranger to Lakeland, Florida. Has a bachelor's degree from Florida Southern College. So, Dan, we welcome you back to Lakeland. His distinguished career included nearly 300 combat missions in Vietnam, flying both the F-105 Thunder Chief and the F-4 Phantom. Following his tours there, he went on to further command. He was a squadron commander and flight leader of the world-famous United States Air Force Thunderbirds flight demonstration team. He also commanded the 8th Tactical Fighter Wing. Selected as a general officer, his last assignment was the commander of Air Force recruiting. His personal decorations include the Silver Star with Oak Leaf cluster and the Distinguished Flying Cross with 9 oak leaf clusters. Now let me remind you, at the end of the presentation, we'll have a book signing in the tent directly following us, and we will be able to take questions and answers at the conclusion of General Cherry's presentation. With no further ado, would you please give a warm welcome to the author of My Enemy, My Friend, General Dan Cherry.
Thank you very much, AJ, and ladies and gentlemen. It's just great to be here at Sun and Fun, and I'm delighted to see how so many people have turned out for this story. I can assure you that it has been the highlight of my life, what's happened to me over the last year or so. It's just a remarkable story, and as every time we have the opportunity to tell the story, it's very gratifying to me to see how we're able to impact people in a positive way. I think there are a lot of life lessons for all of us in this story, and certainly for those of you who are interested in aviation, you're a pilot or an aviator yourself, or are just a fan of military history or aviation. I think that this story is going to ring true to you, and I think you will enjoy it. To help me tell the story, though, I want to introduce a new friend of mine. We first met, as AJ said, some 37 years ago in a dogfight over in the skies of Vietnam. It was a very intense 4-minute engagement, and fortunately I came out on the positive end of that. But a lot has happened since then, and we will be telling you some of those details as our presentation continues. But before I go any farther, I'd like to introduce to you my new friend, Nguyen Hong Mi. He is a very highly respected citizen of Vietnam living in Hanoi. He grew up in rather poor conditions in a farming community in Vietnam, and at an early age he had the opportunity to compete for a very small, cherished number of pilot training slots in the Soviet Union. He's an intelligent man, and he competed well for that and was one of the first Vietnam pilot trainees that traveled to the Soviet Union to go through pilot training and to check out in the MiG-21. He went there at a very young age in his early 20s and stayed in the Soviet Union for some 4 years. He has been in the United States now for a couple of weeks, and our friendship has really blossomed. He is held in very high esteem. He's basically a hero in his country. After he got out of the Vietnam Air Force, he went to back to the university and got degrees in economics and also in language, and became an executive with the Vietnam Insurance Company. He retired at age 60 and now lives in Hanoi, and he is the proud father of Quan. Is Quan here? He was here a minute ago. And here's Quan, his son. Quan is, hand for Quan. Quan is 29 years old, and Quan is the proud father of Duc, who is 2 years old. And Hong Mi's daughter, Song, has just had a baby, and a little baby girl, and grandfather knows exactly to the day how old she is, and I asked him this question this morning. She is 1 month and 16 days old. Beautiful little girl. So let me ask my good friend, and I think will be your friend, Nguyen Hong Mi, to come forward. Hong Mi is accompanied by Phong Vu. Phong is a graduate student in Bowling Green, Kentucky, where I live, at Western Kentucky University, studying for her MBA, and she has volunteered to help us as an interpreter, and she's been doing a great job. So, Mr. Hong Mi.
Xin gửi tới tất cả các bạn lời chào và lời chúc sức khỏe đến bản thân các bạn và đến gia đình bạn, đến bạn bè và tất cả những người thân.
Please accept my warm welcome to all of you here today, and best wishes to your families.
Tôi rất vui từ khi đặt chân lên đất Mỹ, đã được 10 ngày. Trong 10 ngày đấy thì tôi thấy lúc nào cũng vui. Chỉ duy nhất một lần tôi hơi buồn là khi tôi đến thăm đài tưởng niệm cựu chiến binh hy sinh ở Việt Nam. Và trong lần đó thì tôi đã nghĩ đến các bạn của tôi đã hy sinh và nghĩ các bạn Mỹ đã nằm xuống, bởi vì họ là những người thiệt thòi nhất, không bao giờ được trở về với gia đình. Tôi và Dan là những người hạnh phúc và được trở về với gia đình. Hôm nay đến đây gặp các bạn đây tôi rất vui. Rất cảm ơn các bạn.
I'm very happy to come to visit America, and this is my first time to your country. I have stayed here for 10 days so far, and all of my time here, I really enjoy it. It's a great time for my life. But there is only one moment that makes me feel very sad when I flew with Dan, my friend, to visit Vietnam Memorial in Frankfurt. When I saw the names of all the soldiers on the stone who sacrificed their lives, who died for American country, I remember all the Vietnamese soldiers as well in the world, and it's really make me sad. And until so far, I'm really happy to be here, to meet all of you here today, and thank you so much.
Chúc cho tình bạn giữa chúng ta, những người dân Mỹ và những người dân Việt Nam ngày càng gần gũi, hợp tác, hòa bình và hữu nghị, giúp nhau cùng tiến bộ.
And I hope that after this trip, our relationship, our friendship between the two countries, Vietnam and America, will develop more and more, and we will become friends forever. Two countries will come closer, help each other to cooperate. Thank you.
All right.
Tôi xin các bạn 1 phút tưởng nhớ đến những cựu chiến binh của Việt Nam, cựu chiến binh của Mỹ đã hy sinh trong cuộc chiến tranh. ở Việt Nam.
Please give me 1 minute to remember all the Vietnamese